Thank you so much, Jerome. I'm grateful for this shout out. You have no idea what this has done for me. This is the first ever voice message I'm going to receive, and it came at a point that I needed so much encouragement. So, thank you very much. I'm grateful. God bless.
Introducing the Open Palm Podcast, hosted by Jerome Shaw. Available today on your favorite podcasting platforms, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor.fm, and many more. The Open Palm Podcast, where the host engages his listeners with inspirational messages, motivating themes, and thought-provoking ideas. Topics include: make more mistakes, how much is your value, don't get right, get going, learning to let go, excellence is a habit, and more. Binge listen today. Subscribe today. It's getting excellent ratings. That's the Open Palm Podcast, hosted by Jerome Shaw. You can also find it on YouTube. Make sure you share it with your social networks and connect on Twitter and Instagram at Jerome Shaw. That's the Open Palm Podcast with Jerome Shaw. Available today on your favorite podcasting platforms. Go listen, download, and subscribe now.
You decide to plant a bamboo tree. Every day, you water and fertilize this bamboo tree. But after a few days, you see nothing. You continue to water it, and for weeks, you see nothing. Weeks turn to months. You see nothing. You continue to water it. For a year, you see nothing. After 2 and 3 years go by, you see nothing. Finally, after 5 years, the bamboo tree grows to over 8 feet tall in a matter of 6 weeks. But did it take 6 weeks or 5 years? What would have happened if you had given up? What would have happened if on year 4 of seeing nothing, no progress, you had simply stopped watering and fertilizing this bamboo tree? What would have happened if you had lost faith? What would have happened if you let everyone around you start to influence your thoughts on this bamboo tree? Start to decide or dictate the destiny of this bamboo tree? What would have happened if you let outside influences overwhelm your inside thoughts? What would have happened if you had simply given up? If you had let it go? If you had stopped watering? Would it ever have sprouted at all? It's a question I pose to you. We all have a bamboo tree in our lives. This bamboo tree can come in many forms. It can come in the form of a business, a dream, a pursuit, a job, an ambition, a desire, something that you've been working on day in, day out, or maybe even just a thought, an inkling of a notion in the back of your mind, something that you thought of as a child, that you wished in your life were true. What have you been working on? What have you been planning, scheming? What have you been pondering, wondering? What have you been manifesting? Have you only been hoping and wishing? Or have you been working towards those goals? Have you been treating them like that bamboo tree continuing to water them regardless of whatever results you see. Come what may in 1 year, come what may 2-3 years, come what may. Have you told yourself, have you committed to yourself that you will keep pressing on until, that you will keep fighting on until, that you will keep watering and fertilizing your dream until, that there is no end date, that there is no end destination, that there is no point where you will stop. Have you accepted that what comes easy may not last very long, and what lasts long may not come easy? Have you accepted that in your life, a fulfilled life, one that's worth living, may be one that requires a certain amount of sacrifice, a certain amount of drive, a certain amount of insanity? But not simply doing the same things over and over, but experimenting, being unafraid to fail, doing things in different ways, but keeping that goal in mind of what that bamboo tree will look like when it sprouts, of what the life you want will look like when it's here. Now imagine if you threw away the thought of how long will this take? How long must I water this? Must I fertilize this dream? How long must I work towards this end without seeing results? How long will it take to finally get that recognition? Imagine you throw out all of these thoughts and you just continue until your bamboo tree could be right around the corner. It may not take 5 years. It may not even take 3 years. If you are committed to a desired outcome, that you will stake your very existence upon seeing it come to fruition, your bamboo tree could be 1 day away. Treat all of your days like this, and my friend, you're going places quicker than you know. Thank you for listening. This has been Jerome Shaw on TOP. That is the Open Palm Podcast here in Lake Elsinore, California. The Open Palm means harmony with the world, understanding our place in the world, using our skills accordingly, greeting the world with an open palm instead of a closed fist. I do pray that you received a special message from this episode today, letting you know that whatever the bamboo tree is in your life, continue to water it, continue to fertilize it, continue to believe it is growing. Continue to cultivate that inner knowing, to know that your efforts are not in vain. Share this episode with a like-minded individual who is learning and growing themselves just like you, becoming their greatest version. Pay it forward today, because many need to hear messages like this that I don't think are heard often enough. People have asked, how can they support the podcast? Well, you can definitely support it by becoming a supporter, opening your browser now to anchor.fm/jshaw, and supporting it there is much appreciated, my friend. You can also become a patron at patreon.com/Jerome Shaw. As always, have a blessed day or night, wherever you are. Take care.